All right, this is Craig Reese from Hollywood Junket. I think I solved the issue right there. So yes, like I just said, if you were with me just a second before, we will be talking with Joanna Serenko from Team Blake. She is one of the 9 contestants that is still competing in this contest. She has already joined, which is great because I have a lot of questions for her. So let's bring her on right now.
Hi.
Hey.
How's it going?
Going great. Good to see you again.
Good to see you too. Oh my gosh, it's been so long, like a week.
It feels like forever ago.
Yeah.
And that's just me. I can't imagine what your day-to-day is like right now.
Oh my gosh. Well, I was talking to the other contestants and I was like, time is flying. Like, it's really flying. And I know that there are only 3 weeks of lives this year, but it is just going really fast. Just with everything we're doing.
This whole experience has just been so different from previous seasons, and I feel like there's some positives, there's some negatives, just so much. But I'm liking it. You know, like It's been really cool, like seeing y'all perform from home.
Yeah, I mean, definitely there have been like the positive and the negatives. The positives being like I'm comfortable in my space, like I have my basement instead of this enormous stage. With lots and lots of people, but also the other downside is that same issue, like not having the audience and not having that energy to come from them to like reciprocate to them, and having to just kind of harness it myself. But I mean, I've definitely enjoyed the learning experience and it's been really awesome.
Well, that kind of leads into one of the questions I had. Can you tell us a little about like getting that equipment, setting it up, and specifically, like, were you able to like kind of test acoustics and making sure you were getting the right sound?
Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, it was really intimidating, like when everything just showed up at my door and I'm like, oh, I don't know how to do any of any stuff. But production was super helpful. Just with like, anytime I needed to set something up, they were just super precise about what they wanted and helped me put everything together. And like, it was intimidating when it first came in the box, but like definitely once I started getting to use it, I feel like I learned so much, like just about lighting, about camera angles, about, you know, everything I need to do it myself in the future. So definitely an awesome experience.
Yeah. I mean, at least you're getting to learn a lot about different sides of everything, which is a positive. So.
Absolutely.
Well, your performance was great on Monday, but you had me on the edge of my seat on Tuesday. Like, how did you survive that night?
I was on the edge of my seat. Yeah, it's just so weird thinking back to it. Like, it was just me and my mom in my basement, but it was seriously the most intense thing ever. Just like hanging by the edge of our seats, just waiting to hear the results of just looking at a tablet. It's so funny, but yeah, it was really intense. But I mean, and especially because I was going up against some of my best friends too, you know, like Mandy Castillo is one of my best friends. She was my roommate, and she killed her performance. It really could have gone either way with any of the artists, Idris and Michael. So talented.
Yeah, like all 4 of you are people's favorites, you know. Like I'm pretty sure the voting was very close, you know. But
I'm sure too.
Congratulations! That's so awesome.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it was really cool.
So, what mega artists would you like to collab with? Like, there won't be any of that happening in the show, so maybe just in the future, like, who's that ultimate artist that you would love to duet with, collab with?
Oh my gosh, I have so many. Like, when I got that question, I had to write out my answers. I was like, I have so many, and it'd be so hard to choose. If I can name a few, I'd probably say, John Mayer's a huge one. It would be so cool to just work with him. He's just so musical and talented and cool as a person. Daniel Caesar's just been one of my favorite artists in general. Like, I love both of his albums. All of his music is really beautiful and a huge influence to me. Alan Stone, of course, like he's one of my biggest influences. I love his personality, and like I've seen him in concert a couple times, and he's just the shit. The stuff. Sorry. He's really awesome. Emily King, she's another one that I love. I don't know, the list really goes on and on. But yeah.
Well, the cool thing about this whole experience is those could maybe happen, you know?
We'll see. Yeah, I'm excited.
Keep working hard. I mean, you just released Best of Me. Have you been working on other songs, other singles that are going to come out maybe?
Oh yeah, I'm so excited. So I've been sitting on a lot of originals, just kind of waiting until I can release them again, or release them in general. Not quite sure if I'm going to be doing like an album or just doing like single releases or something like that, but I'm always working on music. Like, I'm really excited to, I mean, even after the show, like, that's kind of why I've accepted my fate if I don't make it or if I don't continue on the show, just because, like, it's going to be really awesome to finally work on, like, my original stuff, you know?
Absolutely. I mean, I think anyone in this competition at whatever phase they made it to,
Yeah.
so much, you know?
Yeah, totally. Like, I feel like just making it to the lives has been, like, a huge, you know, step, you know, like I think that's, you know, the highest I feel like I needed to validate myself.
Yeah.
And just getting on the show in general. But yeah, and like something cool about this season is that they're also doing a little Songland mashup like for the finale. So if I do make it to the finale, then I would get to work with some of my original stuff, which would be really cool. But either way, I'm super pumped.
That's awesome. Well, we were just kind of talking about experiences from the show, and one of the questions I had was, what is the one experience that you've learned as an artist that you will use throughout the rest of your career?
Ah, that is such a good one. You know, I think kind of I've learned this with my knockout against Zan, and I think like that one was just a really tough one for me because I got in my head a lot, you know, and I think I've just totally learned more at this period of my life than ever just how psychological singing can be. Yeah. And like if you psych yourself out or if you overthink something or like question your abilities in any way, it like it's not executed the way I want it to be. And I think that it'll be really cool. I mean, like it's really awesome when I can like not have to worry about it and then just like do what I do naturally, you know? So I think that that's something that I wanted to like take on with me for whenever I have a performance. It's like, just trust yourself. Like, we've made it to this point, so it's like, really.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. I also love that you brought up the knockouts because I was talking to Zan actually just a couple hours ago, and the question was, what's been her like most competitive or hardest part of the show? And she brought up the knockouts with you, and I had to agree. That one was so good.
Oh my gosh,
so
dude,
good.
she is so talented, and like
Yeah.
I feel bad because whenever we were at the hotel, I never really got super close to her, and I think that was probably part of the reason why we were both so intimidated by each other is just because we weren't really super close. But she's got a great personality, and I'm glad that I met her and that we both got to continue on the show because she's so talented.
And you're both top 9, so it worked out.
That's so great. Yeah.
Man, top 9. I'm so excited. What can we expect from your performance on Monday?
Well, I will say that it's a pretty relevant song right now, just with everything that's going on, you know, with the coronavirus, and it's just been one that's like been uplifting for people's spirits. And yeah, I'm dedicating the song to my half sister Jamie, and I think it'll turn out really cool. And we have a lot of cute footage of us and me as a baby, so it'll be really cool. I'm excited. I'm excited to see which pictures they use, like, because I know that some people sent them a few, and I'm like, I had some rough phases, but you know, we'll see what happens.
Well, I am so excited for you, and what I'm loving too is I'm seeing a lot of love on the comments for you below.
Yeah,
so
I'm reading a couple of these. Are so sweet. Yeah.
Y'all, don't forget, you still have to vote for her, and next is going to be even more important. I mean, the craziest part is past. I mean, losing 8 people out of 17 was just nuts.
Yeah, that is super nuts. Like, they definitely trimmed it down quite a bit, and I'm very lucky to have moved forward.
I will tell you, too, like, I think it's harder watching the results with everyone surrounded by their families.
Yeah, I know.
Like how it would have been like just with you on the stage by yourself with the other contestants. Like,
I know. Well, I mean, at least they're just in our homes and they didn't fly all the way out to LA to see me lose or to see somebody lose. So. True.
And they were right there to like hold your hand and hug you.
Yeah.
Like, so.
You know, like at least we're in our own homes. But yeah.
Well, Joanna, I love you so much. You're doing such a great job on the show, and I was so happy to see you advance, and I cannot wait till Monday.
Thank you so much. I love being a part of this. It's so cool. You're such a good interviewer. Thank you.
We love seeing you on there. Guys, don't forget, she did just release a single like a week ago. It's called Best of Me. You could find it on iTunes, Spotify, I'm sure all those stuff, right?
Yeah, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
I'll promote it for you. It's all right.
Thank you.
And don't forget to vote. But Joanna, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. I know you talk to lots of people every week, so it means a lot for you to take the time to talk to us.
Thank you so much. You're the best. Thank you so much.
Cool. Well, I think I'll be talking to you soon, but have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you later.
All right. Talk to you later. Bye.
Hey guys, again, thank you so much for watching these interviews. We did have 3 today. We talked to Cam West, Zan, and we just talked to Joanna. Those will be on our story for the next 24 hours, or you can go to our YouTube channel at Hollywood Junket and catch all the interviews we've done all season. My name is Craig Reese. Thank you so much for joining in, and we'll see you next week. Have a great weekend.